everybody. Welcome to another episode of Learning to Live. Great episode today. I got my wife, Rashida, here with me.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking about relationships. So we bring the heart and soul of the family here so we can hash it out. We're going to talk about 5 ways to thrive during coronavirus quarantine as a family. So first thing we're going to talk about is peacefully presenting your point of view. And, this is something that together I think is vital for us. That when we're together and we're in close quarters, I mean, me and you have kind of mastered it overall.
Yeah.
But for everybody out there, it's very important to have a peaceful time at home to listen to your partner's point of view.
Healthy communication.
Yeah.
That partners should communicate in a way that they can.
No, you're doing great. And you know exactly how this goes. I mean, and this is one of the things that's great, baby, is because it comes so easy to you.
Yeah.
That it's funny. And what we have to, you're continually reminding me and Ilias that appropriate communication involves listening before we speak.
Active listening. I mean, some people, when somebody is trying to present their point of view or how they're feeling about something, most times we are just ready with an answer because we're in a sort of combative or defensive mode. Like you're trying to come up with an answer right away. Like if I'm cooking something and then, Dustin comes and says, what are you cooking today? You cooking beef? And I say, what do you, like my mind would go there. Like, what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that we ate beef yesterday?
Does he want chicken instead of beef?
Potatoes. So then, but I have to say, I'm cooking beef. And then I have to wait for him to express what he meant by that. Or maybe it was just an innocent remark, just his way of saying, hey, what are you making? I see you're cooking. A lot of the times that people, when they're talking about their feelings specifically, people are ready to defend themselves and say, well, when I did that, I didn't mean it that way or something to that effect. You got to listen, first of all, and just see where the person's going with his opinion or point of view or what he's trying to express.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that has been masterful at our home that you've taught both me and Ilias, our son, is that every interaction that goes on isn't about you. You're not the center of the universe. Don't be offensive. Don't try to tie something in. I'm not sending a secret message. And please don't send secret messages. Like, this is so vitally important, I think, to have a successful relationship in that we're honest and we really get to the core of things. And when someone's presenting their point of view or perspective, it's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah. And also, I think what's also a good point. Yeah. What's also important is that
see, she likes my point of view.
Yes.
Okay.
What's also really important is that we have to create a safe place for other people in our family, children, partners, to come to you with how they feel about certain things. That you're not always I'm not going to talk to her, I'm not going to talk to him, or he's going to get mad, or he's going to get hurt, or we have to create a safe space. I'm not talking about the specific, actual space, but in our hearts and in our minds where, the kids can come to you and say, hey, Mom, I didn't, today when you were talking to me like that, it really bothered me. And then you got to say, how so, honey? Like, what did I say that bothered you?
And I think this is one thing that she's taught me to, is not being defensive.
Yes.
That it's if someone comes to you and like reveals their heart and their point of view, that's a gift.
Yes.
For someone to be willing to share something that could be rejected or could be different than you is a gift. And that is how you can really thrive, especially in these close quarters like we have right now during quarantine, is not to be offended. No. What can I learn from them? Where is their perspective coming from?
Or how can I help this person that's talking to me instead of me? If my child comes to me and say, Kana, you were yelling at me today. Instead of me, well, I don't yell. I gotta say, I'm sorry, honey. Maybe my mind was something else, or maybe I had a lot on my mind. So I apologize. So it's not always about us. When somebody is expressing something to you, it's not about you. They're not attacking you. They're actually being extremely vulnerable with you.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and sometimes it's really difficult when somebody's being really vulnerable and and you shut them down and say, well, you know, you should not be feeling this way, or like, you're a boy, you know, come on, man up, you know.
No, and I think that's, you know, that's huge in keeping peace and growing together. Like, listening to someone's point of view helps you broaden yourself, helps you know them.
Yeah.
And it's education. I mean, like, you know,
getting to know, that's how you get to know somebody. It's by listening to them. Like, now my son is 16 years old, and now a couple of years, maybe when he was about 14, I started learning a lot of things about him by just listening.
yes.
You know, without saying, oh, well, you should not have done that. Oh, wow, don't talk to me like that. That's how you get to know a person, you know, your family members, your friends, just by listening, being, you know, just sit back and listen and let them express, you know, whatever they want to express towards with you.
Yeah,
you know?
and that connectedness that you get when you learn about that person. You know, when you have a partner who's willing to do that and is willing to let you sound like a fool, let you go off on something that they totally disagree with, but still be peaceful, still be kind, still be supportive.
Yeah.
Not necessarily agreeing, you don't have to do that, but still not going off. It's not about our own agenda.
Be okay for others, like even your friends, your you know, your partners, your children. Be okay for them to have their own point of view that's different from you. Your children are not extension of you. They're different entities. They're people. They're little people who are, you know, learning to cope with the world and learn from the world and trying to be their own people. So if we repress and suppress and say, oh, well, you should not be, you know, don't, you know, no, or, you know, they're not gonna become, you know, a whole person that has experienced the world and perceived and processed in their mind, because we're always meddling with that, with the brain, you know, instead of letting them just process that information and perceive it and see, oh, wow, that flower is blue. And then,
well, and this is the cool thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
But this is the cool thing, and you guys have seen Ilias on the video, which is a product of her expertise in this area, is that when they become individuals, then we can partner and learn with them, and things grow.
Yeah.
They're not just scared.
I'm not gonna talk to my mom like that, or I'm not. Let them express who they are. I'm not
let
saying
them
that
disagree.
the kids have to be disrespectful. That's another story. But a lot of us kind of try to mold our children.
Yeah, but I think also in that being that they can't be disrespectful, we also have to look at, okay, are they truly being disrespectful, or are they disagreeing with us?
Yes.
You know, and that's what's dangerous when we view their growth and the way they view things differently as disrespect. And that stunts them, and it stunts each other too. You know, I think so many times in relationship, it comes down to what can they do for me, instead of this is my friend, this is a person I get to know.
But also a lot of us try and create our tribe.
Yes.
You know, oh, we're not that way, or we're this way, or, you know, do not try and create anybody. Just try.
No tribes. You know? No tribes. Those are trouble.
Yeah. But don't try and create an ally, or like my family, or my just try and be there for your child specifically, and try to aid them to become who they want to become in life.
Yes.
You know, aid them, support them, guide them, but don't mold them. They're not they're not a part of you.
No.
They're just a different entity that is created.
That we can learn huge amounts from.
Yeah. Also, as a partner, we should not try to also change each other and say, well, I can't live with, you know, we're going to get to that though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're going to, that's a topic that we're going to cover further down. The next topic we're going to go over is the positive perception of our partner, which ties into exactly what you were just saying. So often that we come into a relationship, you know, there's an attraction or something that brings us in. And then all of a sudden, we, instead of keeping those positives that brought us in initially and helping them grow bigger and learning more of those positives, we try to find every negative and tear them down. And for a healthy relationship, we have to perceive the positives in everything. This goes personally, even in the relationship we have with ourselves.
So the second one?
The second step of the five ways to thrive, which is the positive perception of our partner. And just seeing those positives in ourselves also lifts us up and makes us stronger. And it also lifts our partner up and makes us stronger. Human beings are different. We're each created uniquely. We're not going to be the same. We're going to see
and
things
we're not
different.
perfect.
No.
And we're not perfect. You just got to be okay that, just like you're not perfect, don't expect anybody else to be perfect. And by perfect, I mean whatever that you think is perfect in your head.
Yes. What you
because
create.
Perfection is a state of mind, that, or a point of view. Somebody's perfection can be somebody's shortcomings.
Yes. Yes, very much so. And that's why we want to look at the positives. Because it is very damaging when we get into a relationship and then we try to mold them into what we think we want. We tear down those things that we initially loved. Instead of building them up, instead of broadening them. And when we're in close quarters, like in quarantine, that's when those things really come out.
That's when they come out full force.
You know?
And you got to remind yourself and say, this is what I liked about this person. For example, your partner, the one thing that you liked about them the first time is because they're so helpful. And now in this situation, they might be going to the neighbor's house and say, hey, how can I help you? That's what made you be attracted to them to begin with. So now you can say, oh my God, she's going to kill me, or he's going to kill me with these viruses that he's collecting from the neighbor.
Oh, now someone's OCD comes out. That's another episode that we're going to have later. But, which also bridges something, because when we did the 90-Day Fiance together, we went through that, and there was a couple years where we had to be apart. And that's always in the back of my mind when something happens that I try to push my own agenda. You know what I mean? Or I try to get, I got to take out the garbage? No, something like that. When those things come up, I go back to those positives, how amazing this woman is, and how horrible it was those 2 years that I would have to drive back from Toronto and be alone. Because it's easy to forget in the moment. But if you take that little step,
and focus on the positivity. For example, like our son just got 4 A's and a B. Right? He's normally a straight A student. So as soon as he said, I got 4 A's and a B, my brain went to that B. I'm like, oh my God, a B. What am I gonna do with that B? I don't want to hear it. So
he said 4 A's and 1 B. But
so my brain right away went to that. So and then I said, okay, this is not good. So I said, hey, honey, good job. Good job. You worked so hard. You're amazing. You're doing so awesome. So maybe, we can, buy you something that you like because you did really good. But I have to catch myself not to see that B. So then I called my mom. So I'm talking to her and I'm like, oh, he got 4 A's and a B. And then I said, but Mom, I have to catch myself not to mention the B. And then she's like, tell him that he can turn that B into an A.
Hence we see where the focus on the B comes from.
Always we're focusing on those B's, instead of the A's that we had. So we have to be mindful and remind ourselves always it's a hard work. It's because a lot of us have that habit of just correcting what's wrong. We gotta cherish and like what's right.
Yes, and focus on it.
Focus on it and pay. That's how you get positivity.
Yes.
Yes. But if you're always focusing on the negative, everything is gonna look negative to you because you're looking for it.
Yes, you're seeking out the substandard instead of the thriving excellence that's all around, and that's damaging. It's damaging individually to your soul. It's damaging to others. When others feel like they can't live up to the expectation, it can be very harmful. Very harmful.
It is a mindful practice that we all have to do. It's not something that comes easily because we're always tackling with issues in life. So our mind always goes to what's wrong.
Yes,
always, so that you can correct it. It's not even like you're evil. Nobody's evil here. It's just that we're trained to correct what's wrong. It's a lot of hard work to retrain your mind and say, let me focus on what's right, what's really good that's happening in my life.
But it's worth it. Like, and any hard work always is. Like when you build a muscle, it's sore. You know, you're gonna have that
Yeah.
soreness. You have to train your
But
mind to
eventually
see those
it comes,
positives.
it will be easy.
And then you get
because
stronger.
Yeah.
And then the
That's-
next time.
That's how it is to train your mind too.
Yes,
Yes.
that is exactly how it is. Awesome. Okay, our next step is playing. It is so important to play with each other, to have fun,
Yeah.
to just make life fun. Not mind games, mind you, that's not good. But what I'm saying is playing in a fun way, you know, sitting down and like, we're so concerned about what we have to do next. I know you always have to settle me down with, oh, there's a bill to be paid. Oh, I gotta, right now, I just got this in the mail. I gotta pay it right now.
Yeah, right now, right here.
You know, we gotta play. We gotta go for a walk. We gotta wrestle.
Yeah.
We gotta tickle each other.
Yeah.
You know?
And also by playing, also is doing stuff together. Don't play alone.
No.
I mean, you can have your alone time here and there, but at this time, you have to kind of really get to know your family members, because we're always busy. Everybody's running around. We don't even have time to get to know each other. It's a good time right now. It's a difficult time, but we can make it good. You know, as you know, we were talking about how to see the positivity in things. So you can just take this time and get to know, you know, your children. You know, get to know your partner, your mom, your whoever that you are in close quarters with. You know, and do stuff together. I was just watching last night with Dustin. What was that? The Chicago Bulls.
Last Dance, the documentary.
I don't like Michael Jordan that much, but
me neither. Really.
But I had to watch it with him because, you know, that's kind of his childhood. You know, he grew up watching.
I was a basketball player. Yeah. See my stature. No, keep going.
Yeah. So I had to, you know, I can't say I had to, but it was nice. You know, he was telling him about, you know, when he was young, how he, you know, the players that he liked, the ones that he, you know, modeled himself after, you know, and we're just like, I was talking about his childhood, and that was like kind of getting to know him, like a side of him that, you know, we rarely talk about because that's so a long time ago. He's really old, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it's like, it's something that's lost. I mean, you know, now I'm going to school, getting my nurse practitioner. I'm talking about work. I'm talking about, you know, psychiatry, all this stuff.
And it was what gave you happiness when you were young. And he even liked the music, the beat, that theme of Chicago Bulls.
Your Chicago Bulls! You know, I had to tell her about when I was...
emotions and what he, you know, always felt, and how, you know, he always wanted to be a basketball player. I'm like, oh, wow, tell me about it. So tell me, so who used to drive you? So that was like a good getting to know time, you know, learning about him, learning about his past, which I would not have known otherwise if I, you know, didn't torture myself watching Michael Jordan.
No, and that's the thing that is amazing about that I've learned from Rashida, and we're growing, I think, with each other in this, is she didn't want to watch the documentary on Michael Jordan, but she found a way to make it interesting. Yeah. She loves me.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed it because you were enjoying it, and you were telling about your stories and how, you know, he was talking about, you know, other players and like things that I didn't know about them, and he would tell me, oh, this guy did this, oh, that guy did this. I'm like, oh, wow, and I like stories, so it was really fun.
Yeah, and then I caught her on YouTube looking up, you know, who did Michael Jordan get into a fist fight with, or what Michael Jordan's wife says about Michael Jordan now, you know. But this is the beautiful thing. Please don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Because Rashida's open.
Yeah.
And that we try to be open with each other, it broadened her too.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, the initial response is, oh no, we gotta watch a documentary on this jerk, you know, this billionaire, like, who's, you know, used kids all over the place to buy, you know, millions of dollars worth of shoes for his own prosperity. You know, that was her initial response, but in it grew a beautiful, like, playful time, which I was able to share my childhood, and, you know, a lot of things came back that I hadn't even thought about in years, and we really got a chance to learn about each other, you know, because then that brings up the topic, well, what were you doing when I was like, you know, an 11th grader on, you know, the junior or on the varsity basketball team while Alma Eagles, you know, while that was, you know, going out. And then she tells me about, you know, her experiences in, you know,
and you watch
Canada.
Indian movies with me, and Bollywood movies.
And my initial response,
and Arabic
Indian movies, come on.
Yeah.
This is not Marvel. This isn't for me. But man, I love them. The dancing, the colors, the and
songs,
and there's been
drama.
so much play that's come from that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like Barfi, that stuff. Like
That's a movie, by the way. He's
that
not
is,
being,
yeah, that is a
he's
that
not
is, that
mocking
is a movie.
anybody.
Yeah, you have to watch
Yeah.
it. Actually, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, to play with each other and just grow together, I think, is amazing.
Yeah.
So our next step is, and this is not an easy one, okay, is prioritizing. It's so easy when we're in close quarters to start to get irritated with each other.
Yeah.
To start to think they're wronging us or they're not holding up their end of the bargain.
Why do I have to always empty the dishwasher?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. These clothes? What?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah. And all the
Do
washing.
we have a maid that I don't know?
Yeah, exactly. And all the washing. But it's important at this point in time. I came out. I got to wash my clothes again?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's vital, but we need to prioritize and not nitpick.
Yeah. And like appreciate what we have. Some people have their family members being hospitalized that they cannot even see. And here I am yelling at them because they're not emptying the dishwasher or like, folding their clothes. You have to appreciate what you have and prioritize life and say, thank God, we're healthy, we're here, we're together. I can hug my loved ones at night and like eat with them and feed them, instead of just, how come, what do you, did he hire a maid that I don't know of? How come, who's going to clean this,
Yeah. But nitpicking and not prioritizing what is important, what is important is your family member.
Yeah.
What is important is those people that you love.
Are happy and healthy and they're with you. Yeah.
But nitpicking is so damaging. And does it really feel good at the end? No. Is it a priority? No. Life, joy, happiness, those are our priorities.
Yeah.
And keeping peace and just making the best out of the situation. It is stressful. Yeah. And there's a lot of pain and suffering going on out there.
Yeah. People losing their jobs and, not knowing what tomorrow may bring, But I mean, he got furloughed too. And you have to find the positivity in life if, otherwise you will drive yourself crazy.
Yes.
And drive the people who you love supposedly crazy.
Yeah. And the most beautiful thing about it is it's all a choice. You have full control over this.
Yep.
It's not going to be easy.
No.
But like anything else.
Nothing good is ever easy.
No.
Yeah. No. Eating broccoli is not easy. I just, I eat broccoli.
I'll die young. Okay. Sorry. No broccoli for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I eat broccoli, and spinach and kale.
And look at her skin and her beauty, and look at this, okay, with the gray in here. I mean, like this woman's amazing. So, yes, but please prioritize, see the value in your partner and your children, and just really thrive in this time. Our last of the 5 is partnership. And, this really ties into friendship. And I think this is the most key aspect of a successful relationship. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you cannot laugh with your husband or wife, you cannot, share stuff with your, secrets with, you cannot spitball. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
If you cannot, discuss ideas with them and really, enjoy time with them, it's a difficult marriage. It's a difficult relationship. It could be done. Some people, I know sometimes I watch when we're eating at some restaurants, you would see a couple sitting together and just not saying a word with each other.
On their phone.
Just maybe reading, just watching the birds, and me and him are like, yap. But I like that. And this is why one of the reasons I married him is because we were really close friends. And before we even, started our relationship, we were really close friends. I could tell him anything. I have OCD. I was going through a lot and I could talk to him about it. I never felt like he would judge me or say, oh my God, she's crazy. What the heck?
Yeah, those barriers, those like tensions that come with like attractiveness and or attraction and all those things. Not that physically attracted. She's hot. But what I'm saying is all those things that come
But
with
that
that.
blinds you.
Yes.
If you see, and the good thing was, when we met, it was we met on LinkedIn, so it was kind of professional interaction, and like, hey, and then that turned into friendship.
Yes.
So we became really close before we even met. So
Yes.
what he looked like and what I looked like was not even in the picture.
Yes.
You know, I just felt like, every time he called or every time we talked, it was just somebody who's supportive and understanding and soothing on the phone with me that I could just tell everything to, and he felt the same thing. Like, he was going through, a lot of stuff when I met him, and we really helped each other, and we would laugh together, and we would just even watch movies together, and it was really fun. So it's nice if you can find a partner like that. You guys are starting your life right now and trying to find somebody. It's always best to find somebody that you can be friends with. Somebody that you don't really have to go out of your way to impress. Somebody who would accept you for who you are.
Yeah, and this idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But this idea that there needs to be tension. Yeah, I know. Yikes! Whoa! Anyways, sorry. You know me. No, but this idea that there needs to be tension and there needs to be struggle and there needs to, like, I'm gonna make her, like, adjust to this, or I'm gonna, he needs to show me this, or else I won't, or else it's not love.
Yeah, stop playing games. Just be you.
Especially if you're not in a relationship.
Yeah,
if they're not your friend, if you would rather spend time with your buddies than your girlfriend or fiance, don't do it.
It's not a good fit.
Don't do it. You got to be friends.
We think that you shouldn't, but at the end of the day, you know what's good for you.
Yeah, well, of course.
Maybe you like the way they're, when they smile, they have the dimple here, maybe, who knows.
But long term, that's dangerous. Yeah. In our opinion.
Yeah, but if you're married and you are right now, going through this situation with each other, just try and find things that you have in common with. If you don't have anything in common, create something.
But that's one thing that I think that there is hope. Like, if you are in, if you have jumped into one of those tension based relationships, you can become friends. You can find those things. It's difficult, but like we said before, nothing that isn't difficult isn't good. But you guys can become friends. Because me and her, backgrounds, zero in common. Zero. I mean, look at us, okay? But it goes way, way further than that. When the trailer trash guy marries the general's daughter, okay, you have nothing in common, okay? But that friendship, what I'm saying is, you can build it, like, get to know, learn more. It's never too late, and talk to your significant other. Like, let them know, hey, you know what? Why don't we try being friends? This whole stuff seems like it's not working. It seems tense. Like, let's try to salvage this. We got together for a reason. Let's learn about each other.
Are you talking about when they're married or when?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you're not married yet, in my opinion, you should find a friend. You should find a friend for life, and that will be happiness. If you are in a marriage, though, that you haven't really been friends, become friends.
Yeah.
You don't have to be from the same background. You don't have to have the same likes.
Yeah.
But you're in it. There's a reason you're in it, and find a way.
Yeah.
To grow that friendship.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, when people are together, most likely they love each other.
Yes.
Right. So if you love this person that you're with, you want to do what makes them happy. Yes. And then when you're doing what makes them happy, then you can do that with them. Whether it's like, if you cook a dish that they like, you can try that dish, even if you hate that dish.
Yeah.
There are things that I make for him that I hate, but sometimes I'm like, let me taste. And the same with him. He never had Indian food before we met.
No.
But now he loves it.
I love it.
Love it. So try
and her mashed potatoes. No.
But it's my favorite now. I never used to like mashed potatoes.
Even tonight, for dinner, right? And I didn't. I had fries. She had mashed potatoes. So, you know what? There is so many opportunities out there
to grow, to learn,
and to love,
experience life, and this world. And this world is just beautiful and marvelous, and it offers a lot of, just like, there are different kinds of flowers, and different colors of flowers. Life is that,
Yes.
but you
Yes.
gotta look for it. It's just not gonna come to you.
Yeah, and it takes work, and you're gonna have to come out of your comfort zone and everything. But guess what? Your comfort zone becomes bigger and more comfortable once you expand. Once you expand on love, peaceful,
communication,
and positive perceptions, and playing and prioritizing the things that really matter, and like maximizing the best out of the partnerships you have, or future partnerships, finding that connection and that fun and that friendship that you can have.
Yep.
Yeah. So with that being said,
yeah.
we didn't ramble. Come on. You want more, right? More. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. We want to say, like I always say at the end of my show, be strong, be brave, be courageous. Please subscribe to our site, hit the little bell, and we appreciate you tuning in. Leave us comments if you have questions. Yeah. Please ask them. Yeah. Our life is an open book. We're here. This site, or this channel, is for you. Like, we really feel like we love our life, and we believe when you're blessed, you have to give those blessings back. And we want to be able to share what we've been blessed with others.
And learn from you, too.
Exactly.
We're still learning,
Yes, and we're always open.
Yeah. Yeah. Always open.
And always interrupting. Learning. Some of us are. One of us is always interrupting.
These are the things I love about you.
Yes. Oh, yes. These are a few of my favorite things. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye.